Okay, I don't think this is gonna go down quite as easily as it did with Old Ben, but why not give it a go, right?
Howdy.
Hi. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you look really out of place around here. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not about you being, you know. It's the cowgirl getup that seems really odd. Whew, dodged the bullet right there.
I've been around a while. Currently working for the followers as a gun for hire, but it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked, who I could chat up about liquor, got transferred. And the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun.
I don't think it's anything personal. I mean, something tells me these eggheads are uptight about any kind of fun. And just look around. It feels like I've walked straight into a morgue. But I guess you're experienced enough to see that for yourself.
I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental anguish are especially exciting to explore.
Okay, and now this conversation just got weird. And I'd like to put it on record that I wasn't responsible this time round. What the hell did you mean by that?
Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while?
Jesus, you're seriously asking me that? The last time I experienced something like that, it was from catching a skin disease, and I didn't exactly find that enjoyable. So yeah, I'm gonna reaffirm my earlier viewpoint and say you really don't belong around here.
I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's alright, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door.
You're probably right about that, but seriously, I don't think you staying here is gonna be good for anyone's health. You should probably consider moving on.
What do you have in mind?
Well, here's the convenient part. I know the Atomic Wrangler is recruiting, and from what I've seen so far, you'll fit in perfectly.
They already have that pig McCaffrey working for them. Do they need another guard?
It's not actually what I have in the job description. This would be more of an escort role, if you catch my meaning.
I've escorted my share of idiot tourists around Freeside. Too much trouble for what it pays.
And clearly you didn't catch my meaning. Although, now that I think about it, it might be better if you don't catch my meaning. Someone like you might not take this too well. But yeah, all they're expecting you to do is escort customers straight to the bedroom and show them a good time. Are you getting it now?
I'm all boot, knives, and leather, friend. And a ghoul besides. What kind of weirdo wants what I've got?
Is that a joke? Have you seen the sort of people who goes there? But seriously, the management was pretty specific about what they wanted. And yeah, I really don't want to think about the details more than I already have.
Weirdos into bullwhips and necrosis, huh? Doesn't sound half bad. What am I thinking? I'm no whore. And I ain't about to hand my ass over to some penny ante hustler like he owns me.
No offense, but with your tastes, I think his ass will be the one to get owned. Besides, if you love drinking so much, I wouldn't mind betting they'll give you some kind of discount. If not, I'm pretty sure you'll find a way to convince them otherwise, specifically with that bullwhip you were talking about.
Now you're talking. I suppose I could sleaze it up a bit for their customers if it means I have a non-stop supply of drink. Tell the Garretts I'm in. I'll make my way there shortly.
Well, I've already said this to someone else today, but thanks for making that as painless as humanly possible. When in doubt, always play the discount drinks card.
Later.
Wow, was that meant to be your seductive voice? I'm glad to see you're practicing for your new job already, but I have to say, you need to work on it a bit more. Well, now I guess I'm gonna have to inform her old boss. I know that's technically her responsibility, but she strikes me as the sort of girl who wouldn't give a shit. I mean, I wouldn't give a shit either, but if I'm gonna use these guys' services, I should probably play by the rules for now. Hey, are you the one in charge here?
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard.
I think you've got me mistaken for someone else. I mean, sure, I'm carrying a massive duffel bag, but most of the stuff in there are for inflicting injuries, not curing them. Although I must say, the fact that you guys are asking people like me for medical supplies is slightly disturbing.
Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Supplies don't last long.
Oh great, you're undersupplied. I really shouldn't have expected anything else. That's the problem when you rely on donations. So what do you need exactly? I can keep an eye out next time I'm stealing shit from first aid boxes and looting from dead raiders.
Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in, but I could discount the charge for our services.
Well, I can tell you right now, I won't be finding many doses of Fixer out there. Most of the raiders I've seen are so drugged up, they probably don't even care about medication that can help them quit. And honestly, even if I'm carrying nothing but the supplies you need, something tells me you guys will go through all of it in 2 days. I almost go through that much.
So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, I'll discount supplies to you.
And now you're talking sense. Goodwill can only go so far. How many times do I have to tell people that? Although, to be honest, the Crimson Caravan might not be the best source. From what I've seen, those guys would sell their own grandmothers for a profit. Are there any local vendors?
You might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts, though I suspect they're too busy poisoning Freeside to help it out.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. Now I want to set up a deal with them just for the sake of irony. That and they owe me a lot of favors.
Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in.
Okay, I know things can be a bit rough around here and you're under a lot of pressure, but come on, you could be a bit more appreciative.
More than rough. It's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide.
Well, no shit. You guys are doctors and scientists, not politicians. How many people are you willing to sacrifice for the sake of political gain? If the answer is less than triple digits, then I'm sorry, but I don't think there's more you guys can do that you haven't been doing.
There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up.
Judging by some of your patients near the front gate, I'd say things are already blowing up. But hey, you know what you need? Some outside help. I'm not a doctor, scientist, or politician, and I haven't met anyone who'd say no to me yet. Well, I have, but they're all dead now. Ignore that part. So who are these upstanding citizens you need so much?
Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own.
Well, I hope you're not asking me to treat them. I mean, I've never had an addiction problem before, so the best advice I can give is either stick your fingers down your throat or to just shoot yourself in the head. I hope these guys are good at what they do. And you should at least let me know what they're addicted to.
Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up.
Oh Christ, alcohol abuse. How long are you willing to treat him? Cause shit like that can take years. All I can say is check the water he's drinking every now and again. It might not be what he tells you it is. And what about that Jacob guy? What does he get off on?
The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist.
Wow, you're right. Those guys are really not helping this place. But then again, how could a guy who makes detox chems not realize how dangerous this shit can be? Are we sure he's really that competent? I guess you don't have any other candidates. So where are these fools?
In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there.
And I guess I just need to get them off their fat asses and drag them back here. You guys can take care of the rest, right? Because let me tell you, I don't have much patience when it comes to idiots who destroy their own lives.
Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside.
Yeah, well, I wonder if you would still spend so much effort on them if they didn't have skills you can use. I can see right through your charity, woman. And here I was thinking all I needed to do was help out the king. But why am I surprised? Shit always gets complicated with hellholes like this.
The big man around here is the king. Not much happens in Freeside that he doesn't know about. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR citizens and charging double for water. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside locals. I've tried to speak to both sides to no avail.
Once again, good fucking luck. This is a dick-waving competition. It's not exactly something civilized people should get involved in. Unfortunately, you guys are caught right in the middle of it, so I hope you brought paper towels. Is this why you guys are sitting in the middle of a small fortress?
The Old Mormon Fort serves as the regional hub for the followers of the Apocalypse. I am the administrator for this region.
Yeah, I figured you might be the one in charge. One look at that hairstyle and I'm thinking you're either a former raider or you're the sort of woman who don't give a shit what other people thinks of you. Very leader-like quality there. I've actually spoken to a colleague of yours before at Helios 1, though I thought you guys were more into research.
The followers of the apocalypse aren't just interested in research. We care for our fellow man and do everything we can to help humanity. Here in Freeside, we provide food and medical services for those in need. We also have organized reconstruction efforts. With the help of Bill Ronte, we were able to install a water pump just west of here. But the Kings quickly took control of the pump.
Okay, you don't need to keep telling me about that guy. I already said I'll help out, didn't I? Man, I bet this organization isn't that old. Good luck following this agenda of yours back when people were still bashing each other's brains out over a box of cereal. Hell, some of them are still doing that.
We arose from the boneyards of Edidum years ago. Since then, we have made it our mission to rebuild the wasteland and re-educate its inhabitants. We hope to forge a brave new world free of war and poverty by sharing knowledge and resources. Our primary goal is the free exchange of ideas.
Good lord, how many other stereotypical goody two-shoes traits do you want to add? You make the Son of God sound down to earth in comparison. And I hope you're in this for the long haul, because I don't think any of us are gonna live to see the day you accomplish your mission. Hell, you can't even provide clean water here without interference.
Bill Ronte installed that pump a few years ago, back when he was sober. It was a major improvement for the community. But lately, the Kings have started charging locals to use it, and NCR squatters twice as much. That'll come to no good.
Hey, a monarchy needs to collect taxes, right? Honestly, I can't tell if that guy really thinks he's a king or if it's all just a big joke. If it's the latter, then I get the feeling no one's laughing from it.
They've been Freeside's gang for the past 5 years or so. Ever since Mr. House and his 3 families pushed everyone else out of Vegas. They've done a lot of good for the community, but that seems to be changing. The flood of NCR squatters has been an affront to them. I guess that explains the situation with the water pump. Usually, the king wouldn't let his crew bully folks around like that.
Well, to be honest, that's how all dictatorships go. They start by being benevolent, but the moment the big guy realizes how much power he's got, then it's off to the labor camps for the rest of us. 5 years is frankly pretty long for something like that to happen. But hey, at least the locals are well armed. They have that Silver Rush place.
Oh, them. They sell energy weapons, which are very popular with better-heeled prospectors looking to explore the wastes. Stay clear of them. Brother and sister are both psychopaths, though at least Gloria is rational. Jean-Baptiste likes killing.
Well, I prefer to buy guns from pacifists too, but I'm not exactly spoiled for choice there. I guess if the locals want to start a revolution, they can always loot the place. Though I get the feeling if order breaks down completely, the first place to get looted would be the Atomic Wrangler. But you won't shed a tear, would you? I know what you think of that place.
A den of iniquity. The Garretts do more than their share to keep the locals drunk or high enough to stay lazy. Their thugs, on the other hand, they keep wired on chems to stay dangerous. What is it with Freeside and brother-sister psychopath teams?
The sibling part isn't as concerning to me as the psychopath part. I mean, I don't know if Mick and Ralph are related, but there's every possibility they belong in the latter category as well. Hell, they do use child laborers for a start.
I know they sell a lot of guns, as if that's what Freeside needs. I hear Mick handles the guns. No idea what Ralph does.
Oh, well, your guess is as good as mine. I'm sure his services are totally legit, and we should probably move on to a different topic. Oh, and you might not want to hear this right now, but I kind of convinced one of your guards to find work elsewhere. So, yeah, you're one person short now. Okay, I get you're not thrilled by that, but hey, I can make it up to you with the whole addict thing, right? Okay, well, she's pissed. I'm just hoping she doesn't take her frustrations out on Veronica. Isn't there some kind of code of honor among doctors to prevent that? If she's lucky, maybe they're running out of scalpels as well. Oh wow.
What's up?
This looks really cozy.
Hi. If you're looking for medical help, try the other doctors. I'm just a researcher. Not even a particularly good one.
Oh, I bet. The impression I got from your boss just now is that everyone around here is working overtime, and yet you're sitting here doing fuck all. What are you working on that's so important? The cure for cancer? The elixir of life?
Oh, you know, finding alternative treatments for common illnesses and injuries. Stim packs out of barrel cacti and other fantastic improbabilities. As far as fruitless wastes of time go, it's quite noble in its aims.
Holy Christ, you're not even pretending that you're doing something useful, are you? If you're not helping out and you're simply draining the supplies, then at least you can put some enthusiasm into being useless. That might actually raise morale around here.
I'm enthusiastic about helping people, but nihil novi sub sole.
Oh, whoa, what the hell? Did you just have a stroke or something?
Oh, sorry. There's nothing new under the sun. If agave and mesquite were that miraculous, the locals would have figured it out a few thousand years ago.
Well, that's a healthy attitude to have for a researcher. I can see why you're not discovering jack shit around here. And what was that anyway, a tribal language? Sounds kind of like the shit I hear from some of the legionaries I've killed. Where did you learn that?
Not from the Legion, if that's what you're getting at. Books, sheet music, gladiator movie holotapes, bits and pieces here and there. The followers have extensive libraries, but we all draw water from the same old well. Even Caesar.
Okay, let me refine that question. Why did you learn that? You guys have access to all that knowledge, and the first thing you thought to learn was a language used by ancient Rome? And what did you mean by even Caesar? How did he get access to that stuff?
I don't know anything that the others couldn't tell you. Caesar was one of the followers. Before my time, of course. He wanted to rebuild the new world in the image of the old. A sad story of good intentions gone bad. In that regard, he's hardly unique. If you set aside his leadership capabilities, extensive knowledge, and ruthless cunning, he's just another jerk who steps on people to get his way.
He was one of you guys? Whoa, well that settles it. I'm keeping an eye on you lot. I guess that's a lesson for anyone who underestimates aircats. But anyway, if you're so bored of research, and let's face it, it's easy to be bored with something you're crap at, why aren't you out there treating the addicts? I'm assuming you're even qualified, by the way.
Not all followers are people persons. Besides, someone needs to do research. I have no problem with Julie sticking me back here. Out of sight, out of mind. There are worse things one can be, though I do admit it is a bit boring. Though it has a noble goal, I don't think this research will yield much fruit. No pun intended.
Well, there's a simple solution to that problem. Get the fuck out of here and do something else. I know your boss probably wouldn't like the idea of losing 2 employees on the same day, especially because of the same courier, but I think you'll be doing them a favor by leaving at this point. Hell, you might as well come with me. I can think of better uses for someone like you.
No offense intended, but why should I go anywhere with you?
Didn't I just explain the reason? But okay then, if you really want to know, I'm looking for someone to return a favor, and let's just say there will be a substantial body count by the end of it.
Pulling bullets out of a vengeance-crazed drifter is truly a noble step up from tending to the downtrodden of Freeside. But I think I'll pass.
But you're not treating anyone, are you? Besides, you want something exciting, and that's what I can offer. Well, fuck you then, it's your loss. Oh, and you make stim packs out of Brock flower and Xandaru, by the way. Look it up. Well, I know that's how you make healing powder, so when times are rough, people are just gonna have to make do with what they have.
Hello.
Besides, he didn't correct me, so I'm just gonna assume I was right about that one. Score 1 for the undereducated. Hey, did you even bother talking to your former boss about your new career path? Who am I kidding? I think she's pissed off enough as it is. Now, if I remember correctly, there were a couple of squatters in this area. Maybe they know where to find those guys. And, man, is nobody gonna clear this up? I know I killed it, but it was never my responsibility in the first place. I know literally cleaning up the streets is not exactly a priority right now, but it should be considered a good start. I mean, look at all these old cars. It's been 200 years, guys. Get off your lazy ass and do something about it. Here we go. Hey, do you know where to find Bill Ronte or Jacob Hoff? Okay, thank you for your contribution. I'll take that as a no. And the fact that you need some serious help. I'll come back with the men in white coats later, don't you worry. Man, I hope whatever these guys have been taking doesn't actually rot their brains. I don't think those two will be much use to the followers if they both end up like Brainiac over there. So, what kind of enlightenment can I get out of this guy? Whoa, hold on a minute. Let's not bash my brains out on this archway. I refuse to end up looking more stupid than these junkies. Especially when I'm actually sober. Hey, are you Bill Ronte or Jacob Hoff?
You have chems, buddy? I could really use a fix.
No, I asked you a question first. This is the problem with dealing with your type. Every other sentence you say revolves around getting more shit in your system. Well, guess what, Jacob? I'm assuming that's you, by the way. The followers would rather you stop doing that.
Julie's a saint, but I don't need help. I feel young and strong, as long as I get my chems.
You don't need help. Wow, that's the funniest thing I've heard all day. You should write that down. It might get you a career in the future. But before that, how about you stand up and tell me you're feeling strong right now? Yeah, well, judging by that pathetic attempt, I'd say you should probably stop taking shit.
Why stop? I feel great.
Do you?
No worries. My guy will be here soon enough. Just wait.
You mean your dealer? You know, morality and ethics aside, I don't know why he even bothers selling to you. You clearly don't have the caps to pay for this stuff anymore. But don't worry, I'm sure you can sell one of your kidneys for some spare cash. They can't be any worse off in a paper bag than they are inside of you right now.
If I had 2 caps to scrape together, I'd buy the materials to make my own. My damn hands won't stop shaking. This guy named Dixon. Something about him seems sketchy, but I can't stop now. Last time I stopped, I felt like I was gonna turn inside out. At this point, I'm mostly buying his stuff just so I don't feel sick. Speaking of which, do you have any spare caps?
Even if I did, you think I would give you any? But hey, at least now you admit you feel as shitty as you look. That's the first step out of 1,000 to recovery. But don't worry, I'm gonna make step 2 a bit easier for you. Now you just wait right here while I have a word with this Dixon guy.
Bye.
Oh, I won't be long, so you start thinking about your future. Oh, wow. I guess you had a few already today. I'm surprised there are enough inhalers left from the old world to even keep someone like you supplied. Now, when we're dealing with substance abuse, step 2 is simple. Cut off the source. In this case, I might do so with a machete, but we'll see how things turn out. And how much do you want to bet we're looking at our culprit right now? I had a feeling this guy is up to no good. Drug dealers tend to irradiate off this false sense of power over the weak-minded. That and the fact that they stink of their own product.
Hey.
Yeah, that's definitely true with you.
Looking for a fix, man? I got what you need.
So you must be Dixon. You came highly recommended by a couple of friends of mine. Apparently, if I don't hate myself enough, you're the person I should find. Speaking of which, you must be quite familiar with them. They're called Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff.
Yeah, man. Those cats are out of their domes addicted to my shit. They can't get enough. Pretty hilarious to watch.
Oh, so you actually remember the names of your victims. That's better than most axe murderers, I'll give you that much. And I don't know if you noticed, but you're the only person laughing about any of this. This is not a good day for comedians. So, you want to explain the joke, or is the punchline somewhere else?
Those fools are from NCR. I love seeing those squatters in agony. We were doing just fine before those shits came here and made a mess of things. We don't need NCR eggheads wandering around confusing things.
Nope, that's still not funny. You should meet the comedian at the Atomic Wrangler and swap notes or something. Oh, and while you're at it, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop selling shit to those two guys. And believe me, I only asked once. I'd introduce you to some of the other people who didn't get the message, but they can't really speak anymore if you catch my meaning.
Really? Ah, you're such a saint. You know what? I might be willing to stop if there's something in it for me.
Ha! You just had to jump in with that particular crowd of people, didn't you? Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna waste a bullet on dirt like you, because I think the locals would do that for me. I mean, have you seen what they do to NCR spies whose only purpose here is to keep everyone drugged up, ready to be enslaved? And you do it for so little money, too. That's not smart.
Wait, man. You can't go around saying shit like that. Okay, I get your point. You won't have to worry about me supplying those two anymore.
And that's probably the smartest thing you've said your entire life. Keep thinking like that and you might actually survive the rest of the day. Now go piss in the corner like a good little scumbag before I change my mind.
Later.
And while you're at it, be sure to soak your clothes in it. It's not the same as detergents, but it'll make you smell a lot better than you do now. Well, that wasn't too difficult. Even idiots like him should know better than to mess with the likes of me. Now then, where were we?
So you're back. Got any chems for me yet?
Nope, and you're not gonna get any for, well, ever. Dixie ain't coming back with the magic potions anymore, Jacob. Let's see you make excuses now.
What? I need a fix now!
Oh, that's terrible. I'm so devastated by your loss. If it wasn't for the followers, I would do you a favor right now and shoot you in the head. You clearly don't care about your own life anymore.
Fine. If you really care so much, then give me some shots of Fixer to calm down these shakes. I'm gonna need at least 10 shots to get me through the week. From there, the followers should be able to help.
10 shots? Are you trying to get addicted to Fixer now? And for fuck's sake, the woman fort is right over there. Your salvation is literally waiting for you, but you can't even get to it? Man up and get up, you pathetic degenerate.
I think you're right. I've been through worse. I'll go to the fort and see if the followers can watch over me while I recover.
That's better. Now on your feet. There we go. You see, you were literally bullshitting yourself. Now you go straight there. If I catch you talking to that prick again, I'll extract your organs and donate them for you. Well, that's how things have to be done. You can either spend months at a time trying to sweet-talk people like him to quit, or you can slap some sense into them. You don't have to literally do that, obviously, but the principle's the same. It's like doing a back sack and crack waxing. It saves everyone time if you just rip that mother out there like there's no tomorrow. Anyway, now we need to find this Bill Ronte person. I guess an alcoholic really would hang out around the Atomic Wrangler. Now, with this guy, we need to be careful, because while chems can weaken you, alcohol may have the opposite effect, at least to a certain degree. Granted, his accuracy will be all over the place, but he's not going to be much use to anyone if he breaks his hand against a brick wall trying to hit me. And believe me, I do realize I have that effect on people. But I think perhaps... Guys, seriously, I'm not buying. I can't exactly shoot that Mick and Ralph cry because he's a kid, but with you guys, I have no qualms whatsoever. Aha! I spy with my little eyes something beginning with drunken fool. Bill, what are we gonna do with you? If you're gonna empty bottles, at least line them up in a tidy fashion.
Come on, man, I'm dying here.
Oh, looks like somebody here can't take any criticism. Well, newsflash, Bill, your lack of organization is the least of your worries. Nah, I think the real culprit here is in liquid form, and I'm not talking about the drool hanging from your mouth, though that's certainly a symptom. Again, just like Jacob, I have to wonder why Julie thinks so highly of you.
Julie? I love Julie. She's such a nice lady. One time I was working on the water pump, and she came over, put her hand on my shoulder, and told me I was doing a great job. Great job, she says. I just choked up and didn't say nothing. Compliments are so rare these days.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a hell of a lot rarer if you keep this up. Look at yourself. I'm not sure what kind of man you used to be, but I'm pretty sure he would disown you if he saw you like this. Well, guess what? I'm not waiting around for you to come to your senses. I already cut off the supply from Dixon, so start quitting, buddy.
What the hell? Why? I need alcohol, man. I'm gonna die if I don't get a drink.
To hell you will. I don't know how old you are, but I'm pretty sure you spent at least 90% of your life not addicted to this stuff. And somehow, you survived during that time. So don't you give me this shit, because I'm not helping you when you're like this, you drunk fuck. No way.
The only way you can help me now is a load of detox chems.
Oh, we're playing this game, are we? Okay then. What kind of poison do you need to cure this poison? I want to see how many I can guess correctly.
At least a couple of doses of Fixer,
Yeah?
a bottle of whiskey, and Radaway.
Wait, what?
I can take doses of Fixer and Radaway to gradually flush my system over time while drinking decreasing shots of diluted whiskey. This shit better be worth it, man.
Better be what? You could chop off a couple of fingers and it would still be worth it at this stage. Well, I've got to admit, I didn't expect the Radaway. Are you seriously gonna try and abuse that substance too? There's no way Julie's ever gonna make out with a drunk. So if you want her so much, get yourself over there right now and start apologizing.
Oh, Julie, I've really screwed things up. I'll head over to the fort and get some rest. This has gone on too long.
Yeah, and it only took you about 1,000 years to realize that. Now don't you dare skip any medication, you hear me? And for the love of God, tell her how you feel. That poor lady could use some stress relief, not to mention some good old-fashioned boning. Hell, we could owe you some more of that. Ha! Trust me, if men like him isn't thinking with a bottle, then they're thinking with their groin. It's just logic.